Well, hello and welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. I'm Todd Craighead. Structure or habitat in lakes is essential for the survival and growth of many of Oklahoma's most popular sport fish. Our hardworking fisheries biologists often help by adding structure to most of our lakes across the state. Today, they're trying a new kind of man-made habitat structure for the first time in any Oklahoma lake. Now, artificial habitats like these will last significantly longer by not breaking down like cedar trees do just after a couple years of being submerged. Plus, their special design makes them angler-friendly as well. And the locations of all the habitat structures in every lake across Oklahoma is available right on our website at wildlifedepartment.com. A wildlife department that understands how to balance what's best for the fish and for the anglers who love chasing them. Just another reason to love Oklahoma and the adventures that await you.
We're here on Grand Lake today stocking tiger bass, which is just an F1 bass. You've heard of an F1 bass. It's a cross, 50-50 cross between a northern strain largemouth bass and a Florida strain largemouth bass. Grand Lake is one of those lakes that just produces an incredible amount of fish, and they grow to really good sizes really fast. But they're northern strain fish, so they don't have the potential to really push to that 10, 12, 13, 14 pound level. And although we've tried to stock Florida bass into Grand Lake since the early 80s with our Florida bass stocking program here in Oklahoma, it's just too far north. Studies showed late 90s, early 2000s that if you were north of the 3,400 degree heating day line, you just probably weren't going to have success with Florida strain bass, and that's proven to be the fact. This all started with the KVD Foundation, Kevin Van Dam. They had the MLF Red Crest here, and long story short, Kevin Van Dam Foundation wanted to give some money to a project in Oklahoma for Grand Lake, and kind of landed on, we want a stocking program, an F1 stocking program. If Florida's haven't worked, let's try F1.
It's going good. It's a little chilly, but it's going good.
Kevin gave from his foundation $5,000. That was quickly met by the Oklahoma Wildlife Conservation Foundation with another $5,000. Flying Squirrel Farms gave us $10,000. South Stone Construction out of Jinx, Oklahoma gave us $5,000. The Swank Family Foundation gave us $5,000. Whiskey Point on Grand Lake gave us $5,000. And then the Grove Convention and Tourism Bureau gave us another $5,000. They're coming out of there. They look really good. They look happy. You know, we've stocked a lot of fish, and sometimes they look like they're just not ready for whatever, but these fish are doing really well. They're moving around quick. So, they pretty little fish. So, has the potential to not change things only the way we do things in Oklahoma, but maybe everywhere north of where those Florida strain bass could survive. We're stocking 3 locations, 31,000 apiece, all good habitat in the backs of these creeks. Point in stocking only 3 locations and not sprinkling them around is 1, safety in numbers. 2, we want to be able to track these things. And we're not going to be able to in 2 years from now, probably. These things are going to really spread out. But the cool thing about bass, little bass, is within their first year of life, they really don't move a long way. When I talked to a guy in one of the biologists in Virginia that's been doing this for a while, he was amazed, and he told me, you know, our typical age 1 largemouth bass in such and such lake in Virginia are 8 inches, 7, 8 inches. These fish, when they pulled the fin clips and the genetics came back, these tiger bass were 12 inches at age 1. So it's really up in the air how big these things will be next year, which, and at the end of the day, is not all that important. We really are just trying to push trophy potential as a whole. So it's 5, 6, 7 years from now, do we see 10-pound bass? That's what we want to see. It is cool if we get some really crazy explosive growth out of the gates, but people, you know, anglers are excited about big fish.
Now this cap is not pink, it's definitely raspberry.
No, it's pink.
It was ordered to be raspberry.
We probably won't catch any fish today because of your pink hat.
Pink shirt and raspberry cap.
It's pink.
Pink.
Loud pink.
Loud pink. You just see who's gonna catch fish.
Well,
Just watch this. So what I'm looking for is a hero. You know, I don't want none of these cowardly type bass. I want them aggressive heroes. Like 8 pounds maybe.
there's some in here about that big. Remember that day last summer when we caught all those good ones in here?
Oh yeah.
Using these same baits.
I used to, when I learned to bass fish, I'd tie on my old favorite lure and I'd get out in a real quiet place like around these logs, and I'd toss it over there and I'd try to make a noise like a wounded worm. and them old lunkers, especially if they hadn't heard this wounded worm, I'll tell you what, I had to beat them off. You missed fish. You got him. Was you making noise like a wounded worm?
Yeah, I was trying that.
He's making noise like a wounded worm. And
no, he's not very big, but
well, he's
at least
big.
we're not going to be skunked.
That's right.
Here, when we get this one unhooked, we're going to rub our lures all over him.
Yeah.
Isn't that the way it's done?
Yeah. That's the best bass lure that I know of.
There you go. Rub him real good.
So you just take your plug and rub it on this bass, and you can't get a better lure. Even Bill Dance don't have a lure like this, bass lure. That ought to be sufficient. Of course, now I got to catch a bass.
Well, we're right on schedule. Usually I catch the first fish and the only fish.
Yeah. Well, had him take that thing off there. There he is. Fish on. I've got him
Good
foul
fish.
hooked, but he's a fish.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Bring him up. You gonna get him?
I would lip him, but that old devil horse is in a wicked position there. Got that with my rod. Did you film that? Lost my rod, the fish is down there.
Oh no.
He flopped just. Can you? Well, that.
Yeah, we need to mark it.
Right here. That little old bass took that $100 boron away from me.
I can't reach the bottom.
We can't let the people see that. They'll never. I'll never live that down.
Here it is, Haskell.
Good boy. Saved that rig. little moss on it, but
Fish is gone.
fish is gone off of it.
This will be the one that got away. This will
Yeah.
be a good one that got away
Well, at
story.
least he got him on film. He knows it was a fish that did it to him instead of me. Thank you, Jill. That thing.
Did you say that's a $100 rod?
That's a
That'll be
$100 rod.
that'll be $50 for my services.
I'll owe you all my life before I lose respect for you. Come back to it.
Good shot.
Did you get that? Oh, did you get that, Neil? Yeah. Better.
You get him?
Yeah.
Good fish.
Hey, I like that.
Don't let him break your line.
Well, you had him, didn't you? You might have to get that one since he is over the shoulder deal.
I didn't come just to take your fish off.
Yeah, if I had a little more help, we'd probably get
How big's that fish?
He'd go 3.5 toward 4, won't he?
Good. Might as well let him go, hadn't we?
Yeah. I knew he was going to do that. God darn, look at there. Oh. Boy,
Good.
that's a hog. This is one more hog. Let's get him out of that stuff. No, he ain't all that hoggish.
He ain't that
But
big.
boy, he
He's
sure
nice.
was.
He's
Sure
healthy.
was scrapping, wasn't he? Back over in there. Oh, you ain't going.
I ain't taking your fish off there.
You quit me, Jeff.
Here, I'm gonna catch my own right up here.
I showed you everything I know, and it's not rubbing off, is it? Yeah. Well, I haven't showed you everything I know. Wouldn't do that. That wouldn't. God, look at that. You see that?
He's a good one.
Are they filming?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Hang on to him. Hang on to him. That's that 11
This
pounder.
is that hog, man. This is old Jaws himself. Oh,
don't let him have it. Don't let him have it.
Oh. Ah,
You got him lipped?
he came off just as I got that plug in.
He's a good one.
He's a hog, ain't he?
You lucky.
Oh, that
outfit.
go. She slipped up and got it. I didn't even know she hit it. It was the easy, real easy. Here.
Now this is getting old.
I'll let that go. There he is. Got him? Yep. Fish on.
Fish on.
You good fish. Good fish. God, get him over them logs. You got him over that first bag. Get him over that. He's gonna get us wet. Gonna get us both wet. Get it? That's a nice fish. That a way to go. Get him out of there, Jeffrey. That a way to go. He's a keeper.
Not a bad fish. Thought you was gonna skunk me, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna skunk you.
See if I can get him with
Gonna
that.
demonstrate the proper way to unhook a bass. Good fish. Good fish. You don't mind if I catch one while you take that off it?
Go ahead.
Okay. Come on, hero.
Finally caught one.
I was beginning to wonder if you were ever going to catch, if any of my lessons was going to pay off.
I've been watching.
He's been watching. Oh, boy, that's a nice place to wind up today, right there behind that log with that 8-pounder.
Pull one out of there and we'll go.
Okay. Well, if I just had some more help, we'd have sure caught a good mess of fish.
Well, I caught more than you did anyway.
You think so?
Yeah.
We're here at beautiful Lake Murray today, one of our oldest and largest state parks in the state of Oklahoma. My name's Cliff Sager. I'm a senior fisheries biologist with the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife. We're here talking today about our bass populations and some of our fisheries management that we do throughout the state. A recent angler survey that we conducted in 2019 showed that largemouth bass was the #1 most sought after species of fish in the state of Oklahoma. Now this isn't surprising to us. Largemouth bass have always ranked 1 or 2 for all the years that we've conducted that survey. But one of the things that was kind of interesting to us was the very large percentage of people that release all or nearly all of the bass that they catch. This is something that's a trend that's been going on for 20, 30 years and is really common across all of the southeast United States, which is catch and release. And a lot of us have heard about catch and release. It's been popular for a long time. But as fisheries managers, we have to ask ourselves, has catch and release gone too far? And from my perspective, I think in a lot of cases it really has. Harvest is an essential component of fisheries management. It's one of the tools that we have to shape our populations through bag limits, through length limits. But those things are completely ineffective if none of the fish in the population are being harvested. Recent studies that we've done on some of our popular bass lakes show that less than 3% of all bass caught were actually harvested, which means people are throwing back all of these fish, and really the catch and release mindset is very ingrained within bass fishermen. And I think it's something that we need to reevaluate. The pendulum of catch and release has really swung too far. Back in the 80s, when harvest of bass was prevalent, was common, we needed protection for those fish, and catch and release was a way to do that. But nowadays, very few people actually harvest any bass, and so we need to reevaluate how that's shaping our populations and whether it's an effective management tool for our lakes. Now, we've studied over the last few years over 100 bass lakes in the state of Oklahoma, looked at the data that we have as a resource agency. And what we found is that roughly 82% of all the bass in our Oklahoma lakes, whether large and small, are less than 16 inches. So these are the fish that are less than 2 pounds. That's the majority of the population. Now, what that creates is a situation where we have crowding, where we have competition for food resources. And what we would like to see is a reduction in that competition. By doing that, we would see faster growth in our bass, we would see larger sizes, and more quality bass fishing opportunities for our anglers. And so what we're doing is we're trying to encourage anglers. It's okay. It's okay to keep a bass. A lot of us have heard that it's kind of taboo, or someone said you shouldn't keep bass, but it's okay. Now, what we're talking about is responsible harvest. We don't need all of the 3, 4, and 5 pound fish in a population to be taken. Those are the fast growing quality fish that we would like to see their numbers increase. But the smaller, the legal size fish that are on the smaller end of that scale, those are the ones that it really would be helpful for us to remove some of those, kind of thin the herd, if you want to think about it that way, to free up some of those food resources for the other bass so they can grow faster, grow larger, get to that 3, 4, and 5 pound size range. So the next time you're on your favorite lake, you're fishing for bass, give some thought to whether you should release or harvest a few of those smaller fish that you catch. Think about what good it would do for the population. Does it do any good to release all of the fish? Or would it actually benefit the population a little bit more if you kept some of those smaller fish that you caught? Take them home, make a wonderful fish dinner for your family, for your friends. It would be a great use of that resource, and actually would be good, responsible management for most of the lakes in the state of Oklahoma. So again, next time you're out, don't be afraid to take a few bass home.
Oklahoma rivers and streams are incredibly diverse, and they are filled with fish communities that come in so many sizes and colors. Some of the smallest and most colorful of these fish are the darters. 32 darter species have been documented in Oklahoma, and most are smaller than 3 inches in length. These fish are typically found in our state's eastern rivers and streams, and they spend a lot of time at the bottom, close to the cobble and the rocks that they can dart under or hide behind. As for coloration, some darters have really strong blotches or barring year-round, but a lot of species will develop vibrant coloration in the breeding season. Some species, like the orange-throat darter, are relatively common. They're just small enough to be overlooked by most anglers. Others are more rare. 2 species, the black-side and long-nosed darter, are considered threatened and endangered at the state level, and 1 species, the leopard darter, is considered threatened at the federal level. To monitor this darter, the Wildlife Department partners with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service every year. They meet at 3 southeastern Oklahoma rivers and conduct snorkel surveys. These surveys not only give us a look at the leopard darter population, but also give us a look at the region's broader darter community. For more information on Oklahoma's incredibly diverse species, check out our many resources at wildlifedepartment.com. There you can browse field guides, share wildlife sightings, and subscribe to The Wild Side, our monthly e-newsletter dedicated to non-game conservation efforts.
Well, we hope today's stories remind you that Oklahoma is a perfect place to explore. So no matter how you choose to enjoy our incredible natural world, Remember that your adventure starts with Outdoor Oklahoma. Get it? Cool. Outdoor Oklahoma is produced by the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation and is proud to serve and be funded entirely by sportsmen and women and outdoor enthusiasts who love and appreciate all things wild in the great state of Oklahoma.
Remember when you pooped your pants in the 4th grade? Everybody knows you cry yourself to sleep. Blink. I think your bald spot's kind of cute. Oh, that's where it all went. Oh, it's a little hair bunny. Now wacky whack it. Yeehaw! Oh, is that a new wrinkle? This guy. Oh, she's never gonna love you like she loves that food.
Honey, do you need to speak to someone about the Kristen Chenoweth in the room?
Yeah, I do.
We all have our burdens. Call or text 988 to get yours off your back.
No.
And just like that, she starts to grin. A special flame's been lit within. The spark of something new begins. There's something in the water. On her own, she's in the zone. Determination can't be thrown. Resilience building in her bones. There's something in the water. With her gator on and her waders on, she can tackle anything till dawn. There must be something in the water. On and off the boat she flies. The sky's the limit, she's soaring high. She's a force of nature on the rise. There's something in the water.